Hey everybody, Motorport 59 here. Uh, when I was on my little road trip the last day on my way home, I was just north of Las Vegas, Nevada, and I pulled over to shoot a video of some railroad stuff, and I ended up being uh, pretty much just across the freeway from Nellis Air Force Base. And while I was there, I actually got on a video I was shooting of the railroad. I actually got three B-2 stealth bombers flying over, taking off from Nellis. I saw a couple of F-22s in formation for a landing. I saw some F-15s and some F-16s. And I love jets. I love military aviation. I love aviation in general, but particularly military. I didn't turn on my road trip, on my 9-day road trip that I talked about in my last video. I didn't turn the television on one time while I was gone. I was doing daily vlogs at the end of every day. I would post all the stuff that I did that day and anything neat that I did or that I saw. And I just didn't have time. And when I did have a little spare time, I'm finally reading the book Dune. And so I would just read. In the first couple of days I was home, I really didn't watch much TV. And when I finally started paying attention to some of the news bits, here comes the Russia-Ukraine thing again. And the reason I brought the jets up at the beginning was I'm sure those jets had nothing to do with any exercises of America preparing to project itself, its force in that conflict. I did a video a while back talking about why we should not be there. And today I had a conservative friend post something on Facebook about all the reasons Russia wants to take over the Ukraine. And Ukraine is a relatively wealthy nation, rich in resources. I don't know that person. I only know that they are a conservative. I don't know them that well, and they didn't make any point. They just posted this list of positive things about the Ukraine and things that Russia might want to take. Hey, fine. I get it. Just like I said in my other video, though. Hey, if they go at it, let them go at it. I don't care how much oil there is in the Ukraine. We have plenty of sources of oil all over the rest of the world. And Russia isn't going to do anything with any more resources it takes under its umbrella than it's doing right now. During the days of the Soviet Union and the Cold War, they had the resources of the entire width and breadth of Eastern Europe, and they didn't do anything with it. Makes people think they're going to do anything different with it now, except use it for their own gains there in Russia, so they don't have to worry about this, that, or the other. But Russia doesn't have restrictions and controls and agencies telling them what they can and can't do with their fossil fuels or anything else for that matter. And neither does the Ukraine. And the Ukraine, don't be mistaken, the Ukraine is not some democratic nation full of unicorns and rainbows. The Ukraine is also a pretty sketchy place. They're not a democracy. They may call themselves that, but that's not what they are. And we, the United States of America, do not need to get involved in this conflict, no matter what is at stake between Russia and the Ukraine. It's just like I said, let's let the chips fall where they may and do business with the winner. Donald Trump had the right idea. He said, I'll make business partners of our enemies and we'll all make some money. We don't have to like each other. We don't have to agree with each other politically, ideologically, philosophically, in no way, shape, and form. We don't have to do that to make relationships profitable and safe. And he was doing it. The Biden administration, along with all the other mindless Democrats and the people who support and vote for him, were the ones hollering about Trump going to get us in a war, which never even almost happened. But what's Biden doing? Talking about putting boots on the ground in this conflict, talking about putting our planes in the skies above this conflict, talking about putting American lives at risk for something that really doesn't involve America. People complained about Trump and called him a nationalist. Well, I say, so what? I say it's about time we had some leadership who cares more about America than it does about the rest of the world and what the rest of the world thinks about America. It's time to, I'm not saying we should be isolationist. I'm not saying we should not engage in geopolitics or geoeconomy or geoeconomic issues, but we don't need to be interfering with other countries' little border scuffles. We don't need to be swimming in other countries' soups. We need to stick to ourselves. Let's fix the problems we have here in America. All I ever hear people complain about, the homeless. Why are we spending money on NASA? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? And then the people who support the Democrats don't seem to have a problem with the Democrats preparing to quite possibly take us to war in a faraway place, just like the war they bitched and pissed and moaned about in Vietnam, just about the war they bitched and pissed and moaned about in the second Gulf War. Everybody seemed to be for the first Gulf War. It's a pretty popular deal. But the second Gulf War wasn't like that. But all of a sudden, it's okay since the Democrats going to do it. It's crazy. We need to stay out of this. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motorpullet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe, click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content, and we'll see you all later.